Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 4 of Be With Me. We're going to talk today about walking in a manner worthy of the Lord. Here's the context. He's asking us to have a motion, a walk, an activity, and in a particular way, a character. So kind of like right and wrong, good versus evil, or even good to better. And what is this manner? It's a worthiness that pleases him. So this is a very, very high call. So he's setting this up in 1 Thessalonians chapter 2. And he says, but just as we have been approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel, so we speak not to please man, but to please God who tests our heart. So that's where we're heading. So yesterday we were at a nursing mother. What attitude should we do this with? Well, one with a gentle spirit of one of a nursing mother. And yesterday it blew our minds that men describes their hearts as women, that is, nursing mothers. And today we're going to find that the same heart is going to be described as men describing their heart as men, as a father with children. So this is all to get to a worthy walk. Listen in here. I'm going to start with our nursing mother passage. But we were gentle among you, like a nursing mother taking care of her own children. This is 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 7. So, being affectionately desirous of you, we were ready to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also of our own selves, because you had become very dear to us. For you remember, brothers, our labor and toil. We worked night and day that we might not be a burden to any of you, while we proclaimed the gospel of God. You are witnesses, and God also, how holy and righteous and blameless was our conduct toward you believers. For you know how, here it is, like a father with his children, we exhorted each one of you and encouraged you and charged you to walk in a manner worthy of God, who calls you into his own kingdom and glory. So here we go. This is all setting up this charge, this encouragement, this exhortation, this ask, this appeal to walk in a manner worthy of God. And he's describing the heart with which he does this. So it is a very intimate and it is an encouraging thing. So let's break this down. First of all, yesterday, do it like a nursing mother. That is one with a gentle heart, one with a commitment, gentle, affectionate, generous. And then verse 8, being affectionately desirous of you. So Paul is saying, I'm going to make this ask with you with the right heart, with the right motivation. That is, I am affectionately desirous of you. I want the best for you. I want the best for yourselves. All right, so that's verse 8. Verse 9 then, very interesting. He says, remember, brothers, we worked hard among you. We labored, we toiled so that we may not be a burden. Here's a great soundbite. Paul is saying no work equals no witness, or at least it has that connotation. Other places in the New Testament says he's worthy of receiving payment, being a full-time pastor, but he never did it because he just didn't want that to be in the way. So no work, no witness, and you found us to have not only the right heart, but the right hands, working, laboring, toiling among you, so that nothing gets in the way of this witness. In fact, then verse 10, he says, you are witnesses, and God also, how holy and righteous and blameless was our conduct to you believers. So he's paving this way. He says, our attitude is right, our hands are right, we're toiling, and the rest of our conduct, there's nothing in our conduct to get in the way of this ask, to get in the way of the witness that we have for you. And then finally here, he sets this up with, we started with men describing themselves as men, and now, today, we have men describing themselves as men. For you know how, like a father with his children. So again, this right heart of a father with his children. So let's go to the ask now. The ask is going to be to walk in the manner worthy of the Lord. So how does he do it? 3 words are used: an exhortation, encouragement, and a charge. So the exhortation speaks to an appeal or an urging or a persuading. And what he's asking you to do is join on here. Come on, join me in this. I implore you to this. It's kind of a encouraging kind of a request. Specifically, then, the second word is courage, and that in the Greek talked more about comfort and consolation, almost as if he knows, like a father would know in his children, that it hasn't all been a bed of roses. There's been some difficulty, and some courage needs to be built in here because of maybe even past failures. And then the third aspect is this charge, and this is a little bit more of holding your feet to the fire. This is a bit of an insistence. And so this is something a father could do with his children is, I really want to push you towards this. I want to insist on this. And then finally, he gets to the ask, which is walk in a manner worthy of the Lord. All right, so walk as one who God has called. Be found in the way with the right heart, the right hands, the right conduct. If it is true that God chooses, that God calls, let's respond appropriately. So here's the take-home question. What is the Lord calling you to that may please him? It's probably going to be some difficulty. There's probably going to be some testing with it. And with what favor has the Lord allowed a testing with which to prove and to demonstrate and maybe put to action our thoughts towards him? Maybe it's an act of repentance. Maybe it's an act of love. Maybe it's something you do with your tongue or your self-control or the execution, the exertion of your gifts. What would it be that you might require some exhortation, some insistence, and some encouragement? Maybe the Lord is saying, if you could please me today, or not a question, the Lord saying this statement, you could please me today by, maybe I'm calling you to this thought, this repentance, this task, that would please the Lord. All right, so let's do it with the right heart. Let's do it with the right hands. Let's do it with the right conduct. And let's respond to the Lord's request to walk in a manner worthy. Let's respond appropriately. Thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.